international organization with an objective to recruit, retain, and advance women in cybersecurity. They are, they are on a mission to help build a strong gender diverse cybersecurity workforce. WiCyS VIT Bhopal student chapter is one of the only two chapters in India with much active participation by our students, winning various WiCyS student scholarships in cybersecurity and hosting educational webinars. So today is one such event, and we are here to discuss a really important and glowing aspect of cybersecurity, that is drone technology. The topic of security on flight is gaining a lot of traction with the expanding UAV sector. And to make our heads clear upon this subject, it is my honor to introduce you to our guest speaker, Miss Sanjana Rathi. I'm sorry. Uh, Ma'am is CEO and founder at the CyberDiplomat LLC. She is also the founding director of Citizenry Cyber Suraksha Association. She is a cyber and drone researcher with several years of experience in technology. And we are honored to have you here with us, ma'am. Ma'am, we are really ears for you to illuminate us the ins and outs of this fascinating subject. But before starting with your session, I would like to welcome Dr. Kanchan Lata Kashyap, ma'am, faculty coordinator of WiCyS VIT Bhopal chapter. Ma'am has an amazing energy, and this all could have been possible without her. This all could not have been even possible. So, ma'am, I would like to call you upon for the welcome address.
Okay, thank you, Saloni. So, on behalf of WiCyS Student Chapter and Cyber Division VIT Bhopal, it's my pleasure to welcome our eminent speaker, Ms. Sanjana Rathi, CEO and founder of Diplomat LLC. I would like to welcome Cyber Division Head Dr. Pushpinder Singh Patheja. Just now he has joined. It's I'm very happy to see him. And I would like to welcome to all my dear participants and core member of WiCyS. And same time, I would like to say thanks to Ms. Sanjana Rathi. So, despite our busy schedule, she agreed to and she accepted our invitation and she joined us to enlighten our students. So, I hope that our participants, all participants, will get benefited with this session. So, thank you, ma'am. And now I would like to invite you to start the session. Uh, you can start the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is great being here amongst all of you, and I would like to thank Women in Cybersecurity group and also VIT Bhopal for this particular invitation. Today, just to begin with, I just want to ask, are anybody over here drone pilots?
No, madam. Actually, these students are first year or second year students. And they are mostly the cyber students as well as that computer science students. So, nobody has this kind of experience. So, they
Okay.
are just learning that cyber security.
Okay, okay. Uh, so this is going to be then a very interesting session for all of you because you will be knowing the other part. I consider, drones as a part of cyber, this particular landscape, because today when we talk about cyber, it is all things technology, and there is an aspect of threat also associated with drone and the utilization. So today I'll be sharing. Can I just share my screen?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, it's
Uh,
audible.
okay. Now,
Yes,
are
the
you able to see?
screen is not yet visible, ma'am,
It's
but
still,
we can.
yeah.
Okay.
Still loading.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Yes. Now can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
visible.
Yeah. So, first of all, drone security. So, cybersecurity associated with drones, that's me flying the drone, and that's an agriculture drone. It's a small category drone, weight around 10 kgs. It's used for agricultural purposes, mainly for spraying of pesticides. So, what are drones? Today, I think all of you know exactly what drones are. I think it's there everywhere on the news channels, even in the newspapers. We hear about drones for many negative reasons as well. Especially in context for what is happening today in the Russia-Ukraine scenario, we see drone utilization for targeted killing and various other negative things, but it also has its positive utilization. Fortunately, today it is being used for surveillance. It is being used to monitor plants so that we can keep ourselves secure. It is used for surveillance, many other things. So, what is drones? Drones are basically unmanned aerial vehicle, UAVs. It is also called. It was initially, many of you might not be knowing this, but drones actually, it found its conceptualization back in 1967. It happened so that you can also go and read up on this. So during my studies in Israel, I was studying security and diplomacy there, and I was also researching on drones and dual use of drones. And when I was doing my research, it was very interesting to find that drones saw its first utilization then, because that time there was a war happening, 6 day war, and Israel, they were sending their soldiers as spies to various countries so that they can target, they can accordingly strategize their mission. And it so happened that some of the spies were getting killed, and Israel couldn't afford to lose its soldiers. So what they did was they came up with the concept of drones, and the first utilization was to actually they used it for the surveillance of the Egypt border with Israel, and that was the first utilization so that they don't lose their soldiers. It is unmanned, and they use it for surveillance purposes, and then the drones they get all the information that they need to strategize their mission and defend their borders. So that's when it actually saw its first utilization back then. However, now we see that it's very popular, but it's actually 40 years it's taken to become popular and to also advance in this particular field. So, this is what drones are. It is used, it is unmanned aerial vehicle. So, it can be used for many things. There are various different types of drones that are used. For example, I would say that there are broadly two categories of drone. One is the military category drone, and the other one, which is the civilian category drone. So the military category drone, as you can see on my screen, it is, for example, even India has Rustam one, military drone. We also buy drone from other countries, and there is these drones. For example, some of the very famous names are Hummingbird. There is the Itan. There is also the Soaring Dragon, which is used by China, and so these are the various drones which are mainly used for military purposes. However, we have another part of which is used for the civilian purpose, what we will be mostly concentrating on, because the military category drone, these are, you know, medium and very large vehicles. I mean, these are large category. I'll be coming to that as well. So drones are basically divided into many categories, and these categories, they are very heavyweight categories. Their weight is more than 150 kgs. So you can just imagine that they are extremely heavy drones, and they are mainly used for military utilization. We cannot use these kind of drones. We cannot do any kind of experiments on these drones because everything is very classified here. And also the security is fully maintained. It's very, very secure. They use all the different types of, I would say, defense in depth strategies, and the kind of design that they use entirely is such that confidentiality is maintained, and everything is secure. So we won't be concentrating on this too much today. We'll be mostly concentrating on the civilian use of drones. And there are many use. For example, you must have heard of this being used for delivery. There are many companies that are taking drones. They are procuring drones so that they can use it for delivery. There was a pilot program that was run even in India. It had also started elsewhere in many other countries. For example, United States. In fact, some of the countries have even adopted this. Some of the Scandinavian countries have also taken this up. So this is used for delivery. It is used for policing. I think even India, we had seen that drones were used in policing. They were used to scare people off. So I'm sure you must have come across this video where drones were just they were just flying, and people were getting scared that they are being monitored, and they were running away to their houses, and they were getting quarantined. So that is one aspect of drone, which is policing. And it is also used in infrastructure, and also used for photography. It is used also for mapping, surveillance, surveys, I would say, surveys. So it is used for all these things. For example, in infrastructure also, it finds its applicability today in critical infrastructure. For example, power grid and nuclear facilities, oil plants. Uh, Many monitoring and security controls are in the hands of drones. So it is all monitored by drones. Then we have also its utilization in survey and mapping. So it can do good survey mapping. It can exactly take the details that are required, and at a very fast rate. So it has many applicabilities. But today, as we see a lot of applications of drones, we also see that there is an aspect to it, the aspect of threat and cybersecurity threats mainly. Because today, if you see, these are the various drone parts that are there. I have taken this. This was actually this was something that was clicked in the institute itself. So these are there are many components of a drones. So we have the CPU, the RAM, then there is the communication that goes on with the help of Wi-Fi. Then there is also camera, there is also storage, there are sensors, there are batteries, there are aeronautical hardwares, microcontrollers. So all these things are all a part of drones. There is also the command and control that is having various other components, both a mixture of hardware, firmware, and software. So if you actually see, this is a flying computer. Why? Because I would like to throw this open. Like, why do you think it's a flying computer? And do you know of any cybersecurity threats that you're aware of? Any one of you?
I think DDoS attack or Yeah, that's what I can think of right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's one definite scenario. DDoS attack. Uh, then there is man in the middle attack. All these things, because this is like a flying computer. All the cyber threats that are associated with a computer can happen to a drone as well, and this completely jeopardizes a lot of things, because when a drone gets attacked, it can be used for various malicious purpose. It can be used to completely create havoc. Supposing the signal is itself from the command and control, if the signal itself is snapped off from a drone, then the drone can either fly, it can fall down. So once it falls down, it can fall in somebody, in somebody's head. It's going to really be disastrous. It can cause disaster to a property. It can cause a lot of disasters in that way. There can also be, for example, and of course, there can also be one more thing, that if it falls down and if it is in the hands of somebody, who is unauthorized, some cyber criminal, or some sort of terrorist, then they can use this drone for malicious purpose. So, for example, we did see one of the applications of this kind in Yemen, where drone had literally been shot down, but it was not damaged fully. And somehow drones started getting, being made over there by the Houthi rebels, and there was a lot of even terrorists started making their own drone capabilities, and they started in a span of around 8 months, and they started utilizing it for their malicious reasons. So these are all different kinds of things you can think about, because like just like a computer, drones can be completely hacked. They can be used for any kind of malicious reasons. And coming to that, just talking about the various categories. So, if any one of you want to be drone pilots, you can also be drone pilots. They just require a 10th and 12th standard. Just 10th and 12th standard. In fact, your 10th standard, I think, marks is all that is required, and you have to take a training, and you can also do drone engineering, and you can become a drone pilot. Hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes. Yeah, so that's all is required actually. And you can become a drone pilot. You can also do drone engineering. Drone engineering is where they teach you how to make a drone, and how to operate a drone, how to configure it with the software, and how to ultimately utilize it. That gives you better, I would say, hands-on knowledge, even when it comes to cyber, because you understand the coding as a part of it. You understand the supply chain part of it, of aligning. So you understand various things, and you exactly know where the threats are. And so there are various categories of drones. There is a nano category drone, then there's a micro category drone, small category drone, medium, large category drone. The nano category drones are very small drones. I think they are all available on Amazon, and they don't require license. So you can, without a license, without learning, you can just operate on a nano category drone. And micro category requires a license. They are mostly the DJI drones, the Parrot. All these drones, they belong to the micro category, which is used mainly for photography, and which is used for photography. They are used for surveillance as well, surveillance photography. So these are actually the micro category drones. One of the very famous drones in the micro category drone, which is around 2 kgs, is DJI Phantom, which is used today widely by, I think, all professionals. They use it. Then there is a small category drone which is from 2 kgs to 25 kgs. And these small category drones, they are mainly used for agriculture purpose. They find its application in agri-tech, and these they have to actually take in a lot of payload, and that's why it's a lot heavyweight. So, so when we measure the weight of a drone, it is actually measured by the amount they can carry. That's how they are. They get their categories. So, if supposing a small category, a drone, which is just about, I would say, 10 kgs, and which has the capacity of carrying 10 kgs of pesticides, then actually that will, again, it fits into the small category drone. So this is what a small category drone is. Then there is a medium category drone, which is medium and large. These two categories are mainly used for military purpose. The rest of them, that is the nano, micro, and the small, they are used for the civilian or the commercial purpose. So, what are the cybersecurity threats of drones? Today, we have seen, you must have heard of this thing that today cybersecurity drones are being actually used for targeted killing. I think that's also one of the physical threats. I would say that is also an aspect of cyber. But in this particular presentation, we'll be mostly concentrating on the technical part of it. So I just want to open it up over here. Do any of you know any drones or are fascinated by drones? Any of you who has used a drone or something? Anyone?
Yeah, I have used a drone.
Okay. Which one is this?
It was like a makeshift drone, like do it yourself. I assembled all the components and then just installed an application on my mobile and connected it through a Wi-Fi,
Okay.
and then it was.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so this was this was DIY drone. Anyone who has used DJI drones for DJI Phantom or Parrot? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So actually, the most used drone today in the market, I think 70% of the shares goes to DJI, DJI Phantom. And today there is a threat because actually this is a Chinese cyber a drone making company, and they find its utilization even in India. DJI was initially banned. But for some reason, actually, because of international regulation and because it meets all the international standards, DJI was later allowed even in India. So, because it meets the international criteria for drones, and although it was banned, the international regulators they asked the Indian regulators this question of why they had banned, and it was so found that they had to ultimately allow DJI. So today, if you actually see most of the drones that are used, it's DJI drones. Also, some of you who might be using drones might know that you have to use the DJI app for controlling your drones, because that is the command and control, and even all the operating, all the open source applications that fit into the app. It is by default using the DJI app. So you can, if you're actually using any kind of drone, you usually have to download the DJI app and follow many things that are there in that app. And having said that, we now come to the various cybersecurity threats. First of all, DJI app itself being downloaded, there can be many kinds of cybersecurity threats. For example, GPS spoofing is one of the cybersecurity threat which we will be coming to. So one of the main cyber threats is that the drones get disconnected from your controllers. That is one of the main. Now, how can this happen? Any of you know how this particular, this signal, it can actually get disrupted? Any of you have done any kind of experiment since you all are into cybersecurity? Have you heard of this program which is called dronehole .sh? It's a shell program. Have any of you come across this? Hello? Okay, then I would just suggest you go through this particular program. It's called droneholes .sh. This is mainly used, this can also be used to, the program, it's an open script which is there available. It's a script which can be also tampered. It's called as the drone hole attack that usually happens. And this happens through the extraction of the MAC address. So now just coming to the drone. So every drone, for example, your hardware, it is having a particular MAC address. So you might all be knowing that MAC address is a unique address. It is a media access control address that is there for the drones. And the MAC address, it usually, every drone has a specific organizational unique identifier. So every drone has a unique organizational unique identifier, and this particular program, which is dronehole .sh, what it does is that it generally targets on the DJI drones, and also for that matter, it also targets on Parrot. So Parrot and DJI drones, it has the entire, it recognizes the MAC address for these drones, and it can literally, disconnect the drones with the controller just by tampering this particular, just by first accessing the MAC address through, detection that the drone is there through a signal. It can actually break this signal. So this is one of the cybersecurity threats that is there. I would really recommend you going through this particular text and doing it. So in the organizational, so the if you see this this MAC address, it has the universal administered address and the organizational unique identifier. Just to give a few, the numbers that are there. I was unable to write it in this particular thing, but it's all documented. The MAC address that is there for a DJI drone is 6061F. So if gets that, if it gets that particular the vendor address, if it gets that, then it automatically recognizes, this particular program recognizes, and it disrupts communication between the DJI and the drone and the controller. There is one very important aspect which I would like to mention over here. That is, there are various sensors that are used in the drones. Usually, DJI Phantom today, because it recognizes that this is a cybersecurity threat, and what they use is that they utilize these sensors in order to, prevent any kind of accidents from happening. So when you're actually operating this particular drone, there is an option for you to disable the sensors and for you to enable the sensors. So when you enable the sensors, what happens is even if there is a disconnect between the controller and the drone, still the drone is able to gracefully land. Why? Because the sensors are able to sense that now there is something wrong. Now it will just check the GPS from where it started, because GPS is enabled by default in these particular drones. So what it will do is that it will just check for the original GPS location, and it will gracefully with the help of its sensors, it will gracefully land in the place where it started. So this is one aspect. So whenever, supposing in the future you operate a drone, never disable the sensors, always keep it enabled, because if you disable the sensors, it you will go through a serious problem if supposing this kind of problem happens where there is no where there is no control. Then coming to so there is another type of an attack that happens, and this is called as drone deauthentication attack. So this drone deauthentication attack, have any of you heard of this particular attack?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. So this is a particular cyber attack that actually happens, and you can also associate this with you know, again, there is a dissociation with the signals, and sometimes it so happens. So every drone has communicates through various satellites. So satellite communication is really important for an operation of a drone. Um, it's said that around 8 satellites, it requires minimum of 4 satellites is required for the operation of a drone, because for checking the GPS location, for checking the entire the position of the drone, these satellite signals are really important. So sometimes it so happens that if we go into a zone where there is a weak signal, then these these signals, they can also get there can be some problem even with your Wi-Fi signal. For example, somebody just mentioned that there's a DDoS attack that can happen. So this type of an attack, which where there is a break in the response that is associated, this is called as the drone deauthentication attack. And then, as I told you, as I mentioned to you, that there are around 8 satellites, minimum 4 satellites, which through which you can operate this particular drone. And GPS enabled drones, uh, there again there is a huge threat, cyber threat over here. And these cyber threats are GPS spoofing and also GPS jamming. And this usually happens that when you go to a place where there is weak satellite signal, then sometimes what happens is the hacker can spoof that particular signal, and they can make the drone believe that they are valid. They can make the drone believe that the signal that they are sending through their device is actually a valid signal. And they can spoof, and they can actually complicate, they can make the drone confused as to where to go, because they can completely monitor the GPS. They can completely monitor that drone through the signal that is connected through the laptop. So for example, let me just explain it to you in a more elaborate way so that you will be able to understand this. Supposing you go to a border area, and there is less of these signals, these GPS signals that are coming to a drone. What a hacker can do is that they can use the technologies. There are various technologies where they can actually use the signaling technique to completely make the frequency of the signal in a way that makes the drone believe that they are the right signal to communicate with. And once the drone catches those signals, and because the signals are stronger than the satellite signals, sometimes the drones, they are not able to recognize that and this usually happens because of unencrypted signals. And by the way, this is a realistic cyber attack. It had happened recently in the Black Sea, where Russia enabled this particular thing. Russia was literally spoofing the GPS location of various ships that were going around, and they were literally spoofing this through strong signals, and because there was weak signals of those satellites that are actually enabling the GPS from happening, and it was creating havoc. Then there is also something more which is called as jamming. So if you see these drones, they operate in a particular frequency. So the frequency that they operate in is actually 2.5 hertz to around 5 hertz. These are some standard frequencies that are allotted for the commercial category drones. Of course, for the defense category drones, frequencies can be different. So hacking can also happen through jamming of these particular signals. Again, this is when the valid signals, the GPS signals, are weak in nature. So these are various types of cyber attack that can happen. Then there is another type of cyber attack that can happen, and that is the man in the middle attack. So as you know, that all these data, it is there in a particular server. There is one live example of this, which is called as spyjack. So it is man in the middle attack, which can again, through this man in the middle attack, they can take data in a way. So your log files can be manipulated. So in a drone as well, like if you operationally use these particular drones, you understand that there is a log file that you need to maintain for everyone. If you want to become a pilot, you need to maintain a log file and you need to upload it in the DGCA website. This is for regulatory reasons and to keep in with the cybersecurity. However, sometimes it so happens there are some places where there is no regulation, and even in India, maybe this can happen, but it's very rare. But skyjack is something that where there is a man in the middle. There they can manipulate the data that is there on the server, or they can send the wrong information if it is again unencrypted. This usually happens for somebody mentioned over here, DIY drones. So DIY drones need to take into consideration cybersecurity for it to really be operational on the field. It usually, if you want to commercialize these drones, then it will take you around a lot of effort in terms of using these cybersecurity policies. For example, encapsulation, using the various encryption methodologies for you to encrypt these communications. Usually in DIY, there is a threat of these kind of an attack. For example, there's the man in the middle attack, or there is the GPS enabled drone attack. These are all the different types of cyber attack. Actually, there are more types of cyber attacks, but it again depends on drone specific. So this is a very vast area. I think I have just covered the crux of what drone cybersecurity is all about. And I'm open to any questions that you might be having. So please feel free to ask any questions, and we can just have a discussion maybe. That will be more better. Any questions?
You can raise your hands if you have any questions and we'll enable your mics.
Yeah.
I think Saket has some question. He raised his hand. Saket.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So first of all, thank you for the presentation. And yeah, I had a question regarding when we were discussing about uh, de-authentication attacks on drone channels. So I was curious, like, is it similar? I also went through that drone hole script. It is pretty small script. So is it similar to generic Wi-Fi de-authentication attack using packet injection, or is there a difference in drone?
No, it is similar. It's absolutely thing that there is, of course, there is some, code. There are some changes in code. Otherwise, it's similar. The mechanism that it follows is similar.
Okay, so let's like I had one question. Let's assume that uh, drone is working in a residential area where people have Wi-Fi at their home. So these Wi-Fi usually work in the range of, I guess, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. So
Hmm.
if the drone is also working in that range of frequency, so will it cause any disturbance in the drone communication? Will it, you know, cause any noise in that communication?
Absolutely, it will cause noise in that communication, and that's why DGCA regulation, through according to the DGCA regulation, I would really recommend around 4 apps. If you all can download these 4 apps, although you don't use drones, you can definitely play with these 4 apps. So this will actually help you get more information about drones. There is the No Fly Zone app. So the no fly zone app which is there, it shows you all the locations where you cannot fly. And for this same reason what you just mentioned, because of Wi-Fi signals, you cannot operate without permission 24 hours taken beforehand. You cannot operate in any residential area. It is completely illegal to do this according to law. If somebody is doing it already, then they are doing something very illegal, because their drone can be seized if they are caught. So this is something which you need to download the no fly zone app. Residential area, 5 kilometers from the airport, and also the military zones and all, these are all no fly zone. And if you want to fly, you can go to those zones which are there as valid, in the no fly zone app. So what you just mentioned, this is a cyber threat, and there is, because it is a cyber threat, there there is this no fly zone that is devised. So actually practically you cannot do it. It's illegal.
Okay, thank you. That makes actually total sense. And also, I had one last question, if I may. So, this is regarding kind of academic research. So, this is inclined towards that. So, according to you, what are the domains on which, like students, like me and my colleagues, can work on in drone security? Like, if I want to do some research on drone security, or let's say drone communication, so what are the hot topics, or you know the topics which are very, very relevant now, so that we can do something, contribute something in that.
I think drone itself, the field itself, is something that is very much in its preliminary stage of development. So anything that you do is going to be great. However, just because you asked me a very specific thing, I would say two things. Number one is encryption technologies, where how you can encrypt the communication that is happening between the drone and also the control command and control, how it can be encrypted, the communication, and also probably working on the signals. For example, there are certain drones that utilize only a certain bandwidth, and that's what is being utilized. If you can do some more research on the signals, drone, how it can be captured, the accuracy of the drone signals. I think that's a very it's a hot topic. And also security that is associated with this particular signals, and how you can maintain the confidentiality, the authenticity, I would say authenticity of this particular signal, so that the communications are completely untampered and integral. So these are, I think, a few topics that you can do research on. There are many other topics, because it's also drones is one area that has many different applicabilities based on the sector. For example, drone in policing has a very different requirement. Drones that are used for militaries are very, very different. So again, maybe specific areas, it's you can just probably read more about that. There is one more idea that you can do research on, and that is counter drone technologies. For example, today drone itself is a threat, and as you know that there is targeted killing that is happening through drones. So if you can research on what are the counter drone technologies, so that these threats can be mitigated. So this is also one new industry that is coming up, counter drone industry. So these are certain areas which I would say maybe you can do some research on.
Yeah, thank you so much for your answers. That's all from my side.
Thank you.
If anyone has any other questions, you can ask directly, or ma'am, we shared a Google form, so we have some questions there from there also.
Okay.
Or I can take the questions from there. If anyone has any question, you can just raise your hand and we can enable your mics. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Nitya, you can open your mic and ask your question.
So, ma'am, my question is, there is a concept of downlink interception and drone security. So, like, we know downlink interception is a kind of concept where, like, the communication between drone and the controller that we can intercept, and we can get all the transmitted data. So, how it could be stopped? Like, I know that this is like already done. So, but how they are doing it?
I didn't get your question. I'm sorry.
And how the downlink interception is being stopped, like the technical terms.
Bounding intercept. Okay. So usually it is stopped through the apps that are being used. So for example, today there is the DJI app which has geofencing that it enables. So usually the interception is actually stopped through these apps. There is a database. There is so usually DJI, if you fly DJI Phantom, you will notice that just download this app, which is called DJI Go 4. It's actually a mission planner or a ground control planner, and this has a database of valid places where you can fly, and you cannot fly beyond this. Usually, what happens is the sensors automatically give an alert, and they come back to the point where they started if you're going to no fly zone. Usually this is all done through the command and control, so that this is not tampered. There is no interception of these signals. And also these apps, they also make sure that you're in a location where those 8 satellites are it's valid, it's the signals are coming properly, it's not weak signal. Usually they make sure that the signals are strong, these 8 satellite signals, which is very basic for the operations of the entire drone. um, do you know how many satellites are actually applicable at one particular point? Can any of you do you have any guesses? Okay, there are around 24 satellites. Maybe you can do some research on that at one particular point, and 8 basic that is required with good signal strength, and you're good to fly. Usually apps help in control. So there are 4 recommended apps. Like I just mentioned, 2 apps, which is No Fly Zone DJI Go 4. There is the Windy app, which is used for weather forecast. So it tells you not to fly at a particular weather. So that's Windy app. And then there is the UAV forecast, which is also an app recommended. These four apps are basic that is recommended for you to fly. And again, these four apps help in cybersecurity as well, keeping your drones secure. Of course, there are some exceptions that are there, and that needs to be again overcome. Yes. Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. I have few questions from the sheet.
Yes.
So one student has asked what things we need to get an internship at Interpol, how you prepared for the same.
Okay, so I don't know how I got into Interpol myself. I just applied and I got into it. I was basically working as a research assistant at INSS, which is a defense think tank in Israel. Under Dr. Gabby Siboni and Edu Sivan, who are all military officers. So I was getting trained in cyber and doing my research in cyber. I actually applied to Interpol for two positions before I got the internship. So two positions I got rejected. They took my interview for another position. The first position was an outright rejection. The second position they called me for interview. They interviewed me, and then after a week they rejected me. And then again, so I had applied for two internships at the same time. So the first internship I got rejected. Then the second internship, they called me again for this interview, and then I got a call the very next day. Like the interview was on 13th December. I remember the time also, like the date. It was on 13th December. I got a call on the 14th saying that you have to come to Singapore. Yes. Nothing as I did not prepare or anything. I just got into it probably because I was really passionate about, cyber. I was researching on cybersecurity. Who are the various regulation, like organizations that are regulating this area? And I found two organizations that are regulating this area. That is Interpol and ITU. And I was like, okay, I want to get into it so as to understand what are the operations. And I just wanted it. I think I don't know exactly how it happened. It just happened.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. And the next question is, what is the importance of learning drone forensics? Kindly provide some resources where we can get some more knowledge about it if you have.
There are drone forensics. What I would say personally, this is what my experience is, that um, learn how these drones operate, learn it practically. If you get a practical understanding, you'll automatically understand the forensics of drones, because when you learn about drone engineering, you learn about various modular parts, and you learn about various how they all communicate, and what really happens, I think it's just being hands-on. I don't think it's about reading a book or anything. That will not really give you that knowledge. It's about just going out and doing it yourself. So just I would say take some practical, probably some workshops or something that you can arrange, where you can have these components, and you can look into it, and you can probably use these drones and all and fly it yourself and see it yourself. Yeah.
Ma'am. Next question we have is, tell us more about Project Manas. What is it and how could one contribute to it, etc.
Project Manas is basically a cyber psychology related project which CyberDiplomat is doing. And so, cyber psychology, I'm sure you all must be knowing about it. That today we all are on social media, we are all on Instagram, we are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We feel that the lives of people around us are a lot better than our lives, and we have developed a lot of mental, a lot of psychological issues as a result. And Project Manas is actually just focusing on this particular problem and the solution to this particular problem. This is mostly a cyber psychology project where we are focusing on various design techniques that can be used for ethical technology design for applications. What you can do is you can, if you're really interested in this, you can just write to me. My email ID, I will just leave it on the comment box. So you can just write to me, and maybe I will connect you with the resource people, and you can get involved in it. So we are doing this project alongside various cyber psychologists, some people who are psychotherapists working in various government organizations, and they are also researchers from both abroad. So we are working with one of the countries in Latin America, and which is Uruguay, and also with UK for this particular monitoring and to develop this thing. So you can just get in touch and I will provide you more information.
Sure, ma'am. And okay, in between, someone has raised the hand. First, let me take his question. Tanishq, you can open your mic and take your question.
Ma'am, how artificial intelligence will be helpful in operations of drone and preventing the cyber attacks in drone?
I think artificial intelligence has a big role to play, but I think we are at a very nascent stage right now because we don't have so much data. If drone finds its applicability, artificial intelligence at this stage could be dangerous. There are already many techniques that drones are using for safeguard. For example, there is the sensors, like I told you, and coming back to its location without your command and control. It does not require your command and control. It just comes back to the location gracefully. So you have that in the DJI and many other drones for that matter. Artificial intelligence, I think, is going to really help, and it is the future. Today, I think command and control is going to be using many artificial intelligence techniques of monitoring, but we are at a very nascent stage. These are projects that you can actually get into. You can get a lot of data, you can develop a database completely yourself, and probably have this the more you experiment, the more you develop various logs, the more you can use it for example, simulation purposes. You can use for simulating various scenarios. Today, artificial intelligence does have its role. Its role is mainly in law enforcement and military operations. Like before they go in for any particular mission, they have a simulated environment that has already been designed and for these drone operations and for testing these drones. So they don't actually do it physically; they do it through these environments. So that's where one of its application is there. Um, and of course, the more data we have, the more we will be able to utilize it. Any other question?
Shantanu, yeah, you can take your question.
Yeah, ma'am, my question is that can you please provide some good research paper for the fail-safe zone technology of drones?
Sure, I'll just provide all these things. Maybe I'll give it to Urja, and she'll pass it on to you.
Yeah,
Sure,
sure.
ma'am. That can be
Yeah,
done.
ma'am, we can do that. Please. Any other questions?
One of our guests had a question. They wanted to know, ma'am mentioned that there are professional engineering courses regarding drone technology, right? So they wanted to know which good Indian institutes offer these courses.
Yes, there are some courses that are offered by the way, do not go to any institution. DGCA has recommended a few institutions that are authorized to give these courses. So you can just check the Digital Sky website. I'll just give you the link. Digital Sky, you can just go to that website. That's the DGCA website for drones. And Digital Sky has all information that you need. It's digitalsky.dgca.gov.in. You can go to this website. I'm unable to comment actually because I think so I'm unable to comment, but you can. I'm just spelling it out, so you can just type it and you can use it.
Ma'am, in that case, you can share that as well with me. I'll share it with everybody.
Sure, I'll
Disable the chat.
sure I'll do that.
Apart from that, since like a large part of the discussion with drones is how they can be used for surveillance, right? So, is there any proper framework or legislation which protects civilians specifically from surveillance using drones?
Uh, Usually it's in, again, this is if the police has warrant, they can use it for civil surveillance purpose. If they don't have warrant, they cannot use it for surveillance purpose. So I think just for you to be aware, you can ask questions to the police that why you using drone. They are bound to answer you. So it is just that. Usually they do it with warrant. Surveillance is through if they get any kind of some sort of a message from their bosses or a warrant probably if they have for catching some criminal or something they use drones for these surveillance purpose, but they cannot just use drones. It's not legal.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kushagra, you can go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself, Kushagra Pandey, and I just wanted to ask this question. We all know about the autonomous prowess of drones and their ability to perform tasks on their own. But where do we draw the line? Where should we start mandating the presence of a human or for observation or supervision purposes?
That's a really good question. I think this is a part of the larger debate. Where do we draw the lines? I would say that if it is used for some ethical reason, where it's for the larger good, then it is better. It's good to use. Usually in India, we are at a very good place, because we are not authorized to use drones just like that for surveillance purpose. It's illegal. It's not lawful, and you can definitely question. You can ask your questions. You can, because we are a democracy, and we need to understand that we operate in this kind of way. And you are definitely, if you have any kind of questions, you can ask them. They are not, and no one is authorized to just take surveillance through drones. So I think we are in a good place. I mean, if we have a reason, we usually use drones, and it is used for the larger good. I would say this is the only thing. I can also share with you one of the research that I did on this one. It's actually a normative framework where whether targeted killing was good or bad in terms of military utilization. And this was actually one of my coursework in Israel, where I had to discuss about Israel's use of, and also US targeted killing, and whether it was really legal, or, I mean, whether it was really something that is lawful or not, whether it's ethical or not. So probably I'll share that course material also with you. Um, that's published also, so you can definitely read it.
Ma'am, I had one more question. How does these relatively expensive pieces of machinery like drones stack against their competition, which are far more cost effective, like wireless cameras, etc.? And what exactly are the benefits of using them?
Drones have a huge benefit. Actually, if I practically give you an example, one of my friend utilizes drone. He spent 2 lakhs to buy a DJI Phantom. because he has, a survey company, and his company does survey of dams and various infrastructure related project, and it's very difficult to get people for you to, to come there and then go there and then do the, and many people, what they do is that they don't give you the right data for these kind of survey and inspection. So what is best to do is that you get a drone and you use it for these surveys and mapping and all these things. So today it is finding its utilization there, and it's of course very cost effective, because 2 lakh investment and then you can just use it for all your projects. So I would say that's the reason why drone is finding its applicability, because although it's very costly to build a drone, it actually takes around 2 lakh rupees for you to build, get it quality tested, and more than that actually, for you to get into the market. So it is really very costly. But once you get the drone into it, and if you're investing in buying a drone, then it's very cost effective, depending again on your business. So if you're running an infrastructure project, it's great for you. I mean, you don't have to get people and send them and get all the data and all.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. One more question.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tanish.
Ma'am, is there any drone authorization authority in India, like who can use the drones? Like we have seen, drones are for common people. We have seen the drones are used in generally in weddings.
Yeah.
From where they get license or permission?
Yeah, so there are two authorities in India that regulate this particular sector. One is the DGC, the DG, just 1 minute, the DGCA. I think I have, okay, I'll just send you all these links so you can just take a look at it. There is the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, which is there, and then there is which is the Civil Aviation Ministry. It falls under that. So they are actually the organization that issues licenses. So you have to take permission even if you are using drones in weddings for photography. You must know that you need to use licensed drones only, and it needs to be a licensed drone pilot who needs to be using, and you need to take 24 hours permission from the DGCA that you're going to be using this drone, and you have to also submit your log files to the DGCA. So the operations are very different. So DGCA is controlling everything in terms of drone operations, and there is also Quality Control India. So if you have made your drone and you want it to be controlled, I mean your quality to be seen, whether it's actually, whether it can go into the market, then it's the Quality Control India. You have to submit, you have to literally give up one drone of yours to the Quality Control India, and they hit it and they, bang it and they do all sorts of things with it, and they can also ask you for one more drone for the quality test, and that's how they pass your drone. Yeah. So these two organizations.
Okay, thank you, Kushal. Any other questions? So I guess that's all. Nobody has any questions. So thank you so much, ma'am, for letting us dive into your sea of knowledge. It was an insightful session, and special thanks for taking so many queries from our audience. And now I would like to call Nitya, uh, Vice President of our chapter, for the vote of thanks.
I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, Nitya.
So, hello everyone. I'm Nitin Jha, the Vice President of WiCyS VIT Bhopal chapter. I'm indeed delighted to be present here to deliver the valedictory address of this webinar on drone security, which the WiCyS VIT Bhopal chapter has highlighted and emphasized. I would like to thank and congratulate the team of WiCyS VIT Bhopal chapter and especially Dr. Kanchalata Kashyap ma'am for this seamless effort. A special thanks to esteemed speaker, Ms. Sanjana Rathi ma'am for sharing her insight and experiences with us. And last but not least, I would like to show my respect for our dear faculties for encouraging us with their support and presence. Thank you, Dr. Puspendra Singh Patheja, sir. Thank you, Dr. Manika Vasagam, sir. Thank you, Dr. Subhash Chandra Patel, sir. So it was an effective platform to share and acquire knowledge and ideas. To be more exact, this was a platform where security fraternities could interact and share knowledge. Thank you for this groundbreaking session on why drone security matters and especially how it could be achieved. I'm thankful to all who participated and made this event successful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And in a very short period of time, we got very useful information. Thanks a lot. In future, we'll again call you for that hands-on session or any other workshop. And thank you so much, Urja, because Urja has done that lots of communication with you since last 1 month. We that she is in touch with you. So special thanks to Urja because of her effort only that this event happened. So thank you so much, madam. In future, we'll see you also.
I want to thank you all. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Urja. And looking forward to much more interactive sessions and all everything to come in the future as well. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so much, ma'am. It was an absolute pleasure.
really.
We've learned so much in this short session, and I can see how many people are gonna go and research and read up more about this subject now. So thank
Really,
you so
it's a
much for this
very
illuminating session.
interesting topic. Really.
thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Participants can sign off now.
Okay, so thank you, Saloni, Urja, all WiCyS members. Congratulations to all of you. It was a very nice session. You have done great effort. Okay, and where is Urja? She didn't open her video. Yes, Urja.
Yes, ma'am, I didn't
Your
switch on
turn.
the camera,
It's okay, no
but
problem.
I'm here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Urja. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
so
ma'am. It
we'll
would
move for.
not have been possible without you. I've had so many questions throughout this period for you.
Anyway, that this session is great, and in future again we'll conduct many more sessions. Okay,
Yes,
Yes, ma'am,
ma'am,
so
surely.
definitely.
the leading of new core members. Okay.
I mean, I just
Oh,
felt that we just touched the tip of the iceberg right now in
yes,
this
Yeah.
topic. So
yes,
there's still so much to learn.
so much to it. It was a really very interesting topic too. It's a very interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, then good night. Bye bye. Take care.
Good night.
Bye, ma'am.
Yes,
Good night,
bye.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. We'll again meet. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.